Morning, everybody, or actually afternoon, and welcome to Foundations. This is Foundations Part 3. So I'm thinking that I'm just pretty much picking up where I left off, and we keep going forward. Although today I will do just a little bit of backtracking because I want to add something to the warm-up for people. And this quarter, this 10 weeks, so this is a 10-week session. We're only here once a week, right? And I'm going to focus mainly on, arm strength and core, and then we'll do a little bit of just, hip mobilization and shoulders and things like that. Today I might not get to that since I want to focus on this arm thing. All right, so I see Cheryl and I see Babs out there. So hello, you guys. Hope everything is going well. I had a great day yesterday at the lodge. People are happy to be back. And just looking for that normal. Everyone's looking for a little piece of normal. All right, so that said, we're going to get going. I have my Polar Tech jacket on, and I know it's really beautiful out, but our house is cold. So it's going to be long sleeves for a little bit longer. All right. So you're going to need a bolster, a strap, maybe a block. I'm not sure about the block, but it's always nice to have one handy. All right. So we're going to start like we've been starting for the last 8 weeks, right? Just sitting on our shins, seeing how that feels. And then I have to confess that, before class, I sit like this for a couple minutes just to get myself going, my knees. But that's all it really takes, just a couple minutes, and then my knee is very cool. All right. So come on forward. And then, we haven't been here for a week. So just feel your hands. Stretch them wide. Reach the shoulders forward. Get to that place where you want to work. And then just push into the hands. Make sure the elbows are straight. All right. Now press the fingertips into the floor. Let that shift you back. Release, come forward. Fingertips dig into the floor. Release, come forward. Dig into the floor. Release, come forward. Dig into the floor. Release, come forward. Dig into the floor. Release, forward. One more time. Dig into the floor. Don't release. Push forward. So keep digging as those shoulders reach forward. Yep. Keep it working. Let those shoulders go as far as you can without too much discomfort. Trying to relax through that line of the wrist going into the hand. You can feel it, especially in the medial side where the thumb is. And sit back. Rotate the wrists one way and the other. And then fingers towards. Stretch them wide. Elbows pointing back. Bend the elbows a bit. And then come to sitting. Press the base of your knuckles and then press the thumb. Just let that lower arm adjust. And sit back again. Roll the wrists. We're going to do a monkey hand here, just because we haven't been here for a week. My wrists are a little stiff, but not too bad, really. Press them to straight, make a fist, sit back, a little bit of weight, just let them adjust. And release that. And one more time. All right. Rotating. So I did a lot of work these last couple of days with this beautiful weather. I have these big clippers. And I can really feel the top of my arm. All right. But that's why we do this yoga, right? So we can get out there and dig up things and cut things down. Actually, I just do that so I can burn things. All right. I love to burn leaves. All right, so let's slide out, right? Sorry, got ahead of myself because I don't have my brain in the proper place. All right, hands forward, and now we're going to go out. So, thinking about the pelvis, taking that tailbone, pulling it up, coming into basically a cat, feeling the spine change position, and then pulling back. Taking the tailbone up, pulling it into your guts, reaching the tailbone long, feel the fold, and sit. Pull in, feel that lower stomach work, reach long to the sit, and pull it up, reach long to the sit, and with the breath, exhale to come up, inhale to reach back, exhale to pull up, inhale to reach back, exhale to pull up, inhale to reach back. Last one, exhale to pull up, inhale to reach back. Now slide out onto the elbows, lengthen out, see what that feels like. You know, if you need, remember to take your sit bones and push them into the backs of your legs. If your low back feels okay, you don't have to worry about that. Just now relax the shoulders and drop your head. Big inhales right here. Feel the shoulders kind of reaching up to the ears. And then just push the spine up through. Feel that stretch. Exhale, come down. Inhale, push. Exhale, come down. A couple more only. Inhale, push. Exhale, release. On this one, we stay up there. Inhale, push. Check out your back. Are you okay? If not, tailbone, sit bones reach into the backs of the legs. Inhale, breathe your chest forward as much as you can. Just feel the ribs of the collarbone reach up. And then on the exhale, take your stomach, lift it up, and then lengthen. Let your head drop. Lengthen the sit bones back towards your legs, right? And inhale. Push forward. Exhale, stomach up. Inhale. Reach forward. Exhale. Sit bones. Inhale. Just see how we're seeing how much movement we have in that mid spine. Exhale. push back. You can push into your elbows here and send that mid-spine kind of back with the sit bones. Inhale. We're going forward. Exhale. We're pulling back. One more. Inhale. We're going forward. Exhale. We're pulling back. Come back to a neutral spine. Now just adding something here today. I want you to roll to the right side. Release that shoulder. Right? And then push up. Just feel that blade mobilize. Release down, ears. Shoulder comes to the ears, and then pull the shoulder blade down. Just one more. Release and push up. Come up onto this hand, right? Now, let yourself roll back so that you know what that feels like. And then roll yourself center, release the shoulder. So now you're stacked, ankle, knee, hip, perpendicular to the floor. Right now my shoulder is relaxed. Just breathe into that upper back and the side rib. If you do a lot of yard work, this is really a nice stretch, because think about all that rotary movement of raking. You know, you get through this quadratus line, and then of course your shoulders. So you can always put this in here if you're doing this warm up, and you know it's not in the warm up usually. I'm not going to do this again next week. Press down with the shoulder. So, but if you like this, just remember, and you can always put this in here. Sometimes I actually do this before we start, if I know that this is going to be, if I'm going to be a little sore because of what I've done through the weekend. So just a couple of breaths here to just feel that whole sideline stretch, and then come down, roll center, and then right to the other side. So first just on the elbow, stack yourself, let the shoulder go, and then push it up. Just feel the motion of it. Sometimes if you're really sore in the shoulders, you know, doing this 10, 11 times is a good thing. Today we're just going to do it 3 or 4 times. Yep. Just one more. Feel that blade just move as much as it can, so you're releasing it from the muscles that hold it to the spine, and then push up. Right, then straighten this arm, roll back so you can feel that, and then push yourself back to side exactly on that hip. Relax the shoulder, find the rib space, breathe. And then press down into that hand, come up a little higher. Feel that space between your lower hip and the ribs, just stretching a little bit more. And then come down, roll back to the middle. Sphinx posture, elbows underneath your shoulders, nice long spine, drop your head, couple breaths. Try to breathe into your shoulders. I can feel a little bit more motion to the side here after that. Now, inhale. Push your spine up, knees stay down, lift the butt up, and then tuck under. Pull your tailbone towards your face. Push up, keep the up, keep the lift. Breathe. Feel the inhale. Push that spine higher between the shoulder blades. Now with the breath, 5 shrugs. So inhale, we go up. Exhale, lower the chest, don't let go of the stomach. Inhale, go up. Exhale. Inhale, go up. And exhale. Inhale, go up. Exhale. One more. Inhale, go up. Exhale. Inhale, go back up. Pelvis down. Feel the spine. Move the elbows a little forward. And then chin on your fists or the back of your hand. Move it forward. Relax the neck. Breathe. And every time you exhale, feel a little bit more release. And then let that go. Move the elbows back and then drop your head. Breathe into that upper back. Let the neck go. And then push back up. Lift the sit bones. Move your arms halfway back. All right? And then just stretch the armpit. So we're still in the Sphinx posture. We're getting ready to do the dolphin. But before we do that dolphin, we're just going to push the armpits towards the floor a couple times. Just feel that. Come up, tuck the toes, and then press back, sit bones up, knees can be soft, dolphin pose, push away from your elbows. Alright, so we're not going to go forward on this one, we're just going to keep pushing the elbows into the mat, feeling that line go up to our sit bones, the armpits keep extending. Just little baby pushes. Really try to feel the space that you're making in the shoulder. Trying to open that line. Couple more breaths. And then, knees down, sit back, shoulders drop, just a couple breaths. I really like to warm up the shoulder girdle. And then too, for people that have trouble with stuff on the hands, you know, you have a bunch of things to work on when we start the hand work, which we're going to start here in a second. All right, so reach the hands forward. And then pull out. All right, so we're in a half plank. All right. Tailbone pulls up to your rib cage. All right, nice and wide with the fingers. I'm gonna move my hands back just a little bit more. So today we're only going to do a couple of these. We ended up doing 10 at the end of last session. So we're just going to do maybe 4. So down, push back up, and down, push up, and again, down, push up, one more, down, push up. Sit back a minute, let that go. We're going to do one more round of that. Now, I'm trying to keep my elbows over my hands, over my wrist. And so that means that when you go down in these, you don't let the elbow bend back towards the rib cage. You try to take your chest and go forward. That puts a lot more work to the front of the shoulder. And then it also keeps your elbows from bending too much. That's not a good position for them. Just kind of completely release there at the bottom. But a lot of people do that without injuring themselves. What I'm looking for is the forward push of the chest so that you feel the front of the shoulder work. So how do you know, if you have the elbows over your wrists? I can look in the video monitor. You can do this in front of a mirror. All right, so before the next class, if you really want to work on that, just look at yourself in the mirror. And it feels a little more stable, all right? And then we're going to do something else here in a second that will help us feel that. But we're going to try this one more time, all right? So, come forward, move the knees back. So what I'm talking about is try not to let your elbows collapse back. We're going to try to reach forward. So that means that when you start, your shoulders have to be over your hands, all right? And so we're just going to do 4 more. And we go forward and up and forward and up and forward and up. One more, and forward and up. Sit back, tuck the toes, come back onto your heels. We didn't do the toe stretch in the beginning, so we're going to do it right here. Relax your neck, feel the armpits open. And then inhale, lift up, press back to a down dog. Knees soft. Feel your fingers, right? And then shift to your right leg. Press that heel. Feel the weight on the metatarsal be even. Stretch your calf. Just keep breathing and pushing away from your hands. And then shift to your left leg, push. And then press both. Now pull your tailbone into your spine, lower out to plank. Feel your shoulders going forward, and then press back. This is from, kind of early in the second 4 weeks. Take the tailbone, pull it into your chest, reach long, feel your shoulders go forward, and then press back. Feel your fingers nice and wide. And tailbone, pull out, press back. One more with a surprise. And tailbone pull. Out. Down. Push up. And come down. All right. So the full plank push-up. Now, I know that some of you cannot do that. All right. But what we're going to do today is we're going to work 2 strategies that will help build to that. Why do you want to do that? Because you need to keep strong. End of story. We should all be able to do 10 push-ups. All right, now we're going to first start with the strap. All right, so we're going to take this strap, and I think a lot of you have done this. But, we don't like to take time to stop and do this for our push-ups. Now, what this strap does is it just holds you at that kind of horizontal place. That place where the elbows are at a 90. We're not going all the way down. So, I want my elbows out from my shoulders, and I can... If the strap would let me, they would just graze my ribs and come back. So when we do our push-up, our shoulders are going to be forward. We're going to bend. We're going to let our torso come down onto this strap, and then we're going to push back up and out of this. Now, if you feel like you can't push up, put your knees back down and push up. So what we're trying to do is we're going to try to go down in the full plank. You're going to try to push up in the full plank. If that doesn't work, put your knees down and push up. So if you have this strategy of trying to go down full, up half, that will build strength also. The only way to really do this is to figure out how to add props so that you can make the descent a little bit lower. You can work with weights. But it's a tricky thing to then translate the weight work into like an activity like this. That's why I like the half push-up. I think that by the time you can do 10 of those, you can at least get 1 of these. All right, so we're going to try this with the strap. All right, so when you set yourself up, push your elbows against the strap. Or I'm above my elbows. I'm going to push my upper arm against the strap, all right? And then we're going to tuck our toes, press back to that down dog. All right, pull the tailbone towards your face, come out, and then go forward, and you feel the strap hold you, push up, and come back. Let's try that again. Pull your tailbone, come out nice and long, go forward and down, push up, and go back. Just one more. Pull your tailbone, go out long, bend the elbows forward with the chest, push up, press back, and come down. Shake your wrists out. So every time we add, more weight to this, more work to this, your wrists have to do more. You can feel like if I'm holding on to my wrists, I can feel that they're warm because there's a lot of work that goes through that line. All right, so I don't know if that was successful for you. I actually really like those because there's a tendency really to drop all the way down. That's kind of how Ashtangi people do their rod push-ups. This way is a little bit more mechanically sound and you get the front of the shoulder more. So if you're weak there, that really helps. All right, so we're going to grab a bolster. We're going to just do one more variation if you don't like putting a strap on, and then we'll be done with the push-ups. All right. So put your hands on either side, tuck your toes, press back. All this bolster is going to do is keep you from going down all the way. So maybe some of you would like to have 2 bolsters. I only have 1 bolster. All right, pull your tailbone out to that plank. Forward you go. Here you're down. Now I just let my weight drop. And now I have to push back up and go back. If you drop down, you got to pick it up. It's best to go forward, down, touch, push up, and go back. Just one more. Just pull the tailbone, come forward, touch, push up, and go back, and come down. What's the logic of that? It's just reducing the amount of lowering that you do. And then you get the muscle used to pushing from there. And then you can go to a lower one until you're finally to the place where you don't need one. So those are some strategies to use to get the rod push-up. And I like the rod push-up because it really, it works the lat line, it works the tricep, keeps the chest open, as opposed to the other push-ups, which has the side push-ups would have a tendency to develop, the delts a little bit more. It's not that that's bad. It's just that I like the underline to have a little bit more oomph. All right, so in weeks to come, what we'll do when we get to this place, this arm warm-up, it's not going to be as extensive as it is today. We'll have the place for the half rod push-up, or the half rod push-up to warm up, and then we'll go through the rest of it. And you can use these strategies to make the full rod something that can really work for you. All right, so swing your legs forward. And then actually grab your block. And we're going to do a little bit of a back stretch. And it's back stretch and stomach work at the same time. So put this block right up against your spine. If you don't have a block, actually books work fine. All right? Put it right up against your spine. And then your butt's on the ground, and we're going to lay back. Now, just go easy. And hang out here for a couple of breaths. And just let your spine adjust to that. Your head really isn't dropping back too much, but you have to do a lot of releasing in the lumbars here. All right, now you're going to tuck your chin in. You can use your hands if you want, all right? And we're just going to slowly pull our ribs down. Now, this might be hard. If your spine is stiff, sometimes coming forward the first time is a little difficult. So we're just going to reach our hands forward. Now, that block edge is hitting just right above our sacrum, kind of in the waist. And the sacrum, there's a space between my sacrum and the floor. Now we're just going to do a little bit, we're going to do these little crunches. But what you're going to do is you're going to try to push your sacrum to the ground. So right under, take your tailbone, reach it towards your feet, pull the sacrum down, and it's a little bit of a crunch, right? So we're going to pull and release. And if you'd like to have your hands back here, it just makes it a little harder. And back. and pull and back. The other thing that we're doing is we're mobilizing this segment of the spine. You can feel the vertebrae stretching because what you're trying to do, not the vertebrae, but the muscles around the vertebrae, because you're trying to push that low back into the ground. But the block is there, so you're stretching right there. A couple more. Now wiggle forward so that that edge is just a little higher in the spine. Now same thing here. Try to pull your low back and your sacrum to the ground. If you need to use your feet, you can. I don't find them that useful. So we're just inhaling, exhaling, pulling the ribs down. Inhaling, exhale, pulling the pelvis down. Inhaling, exhaling, pelvis and ribs, trying to push that low back to the ground. Inhale, you come back. Inhale, you come back. A couple more. So you're really starting to feel the lower stomach. You're starting to feel the rectus abdominis working. That's this. It's been working. You're just only going into part of a sit-up, because mainly what we're trying to do is we're trying to get the spine to stretch towards the floor. Just one more. And then let yourself go back. My head still just easily touches the ground here. Now you can feel a stretch higher in the back, of course. Just try to release and let your spine get used to that. And hands behind your head if you want. Pull slowly up by taking that sacrum and pushing it down. Now, when we do this, when you exhale and push your sacrum to the ground, see if you can feel your sit bones pull or push towards your heels. So my heels are digging. I'm trying to pull my sit bones towards my heels and just lengthen that lower back just a little bit more. Now we already did this position, so we're just gonna do one more here, pushing, and now wiggle forward so you feel the block a little higher on the spine. Now pull. Now I can get my whole sacrum on the ground here in this position. Again, like if you need to use your legs to help, you can. They are a little bit of a help, and you can feel your sit bones going towards your heels a little bit better here. So we're really trying to lengthen that low back and stretch that back line as we're pulling our stomach. So you're just inhaling and exhaling, pulling. Inhale, exhale, pull. Ribs down and sacrum to the ground. Couple more. And pull. And pull. And pull. And this is actually one of my favorite spine warm-ups. And then also, you can see that your abdominals really enjoy this also. Just a couple more. Last one. Now, wiggle forward. So right now, the lower edge of the block is hitting the bottom of my shoulder blades, and I'm going to hang over. Now, if you don't like your neck dangling here, just interlace your fingers, put them underneath your skull, and you can literally hold your head up pretty easily here. If you don't mind the head dropping back, it's a nice stretch. Just a couple breaths here. And then hands underneath your head, pull up. Now this one is pretty much the easiest one. Inhale, exhale. You can get your waist down. You can feel the crunch. And of course it makes the crunches easier. But we're really just using the abdominals to stretch the back. So if you concentrate on that lower edge of your block, you can feel the vertebrae on the side towards your pelvis. They just move down towards the ground. And they're stretching. We're stretching the spine, the muscles of the spine this way. And then when you lay back, you stretch them the other way. It's not hard. It actually feels pretty good. Just a couple more here. It's not a lot. This one is not a lot of work on the stomach at all, but still feel your pelvis going into the ground, because that's the focus here. The waist and the pelvis going into the ground, because you need that in order to get that stretch. Now, next couple, see if you can feel your sit bones going towards your feet. Just pull, yeah. All right, here's the last one of these. Now we're just going to go one more creep forward, so now that bottom edge is kind of in the middle of my shoulder blades, and the top edge is actually at the base of my skull. I'm going to leave my hands here. So my head is on that block, and then the middle of my shoulder blades are on the lower edge of the block. Now if you just relax here, you could feel the whole spine really just falling down towards the ground. So this is a variation of my therapeutic block work, but with all this stomach work, it just takes it into a different place. Just a couple more breaths here. And then hands behind your head, pull. Very easy. Whole back is on the ground except for the shoulder blades. Shoulder blades kind of stay on the block, and you push that whole spine to the ground. Feel the stomach just pushing down. Pushing down. Pushing down. One more. Pushing down. Now, wiggle to the side, move the block, and just lay flat on your spine, soles of the feet on the ground. Spine feels, pretty good. Pretty good. All right, so pull the feet in. And then this is very similar, but now we're going to engage our legs more. So take your tailbone, reach it towards your legs, and then up towards your knees. So easy bridge. And then release the spine going down. Vertebrae by vertebrae, feel the waist go before the sacrum and then the tailbone. So after that little exercise, then this becomes a little bit easier. But, I like the abdominals there. All right, tuck the tailbone and push up. Feel your heels push into the ground. Reach the sit bones towards your knees. Feel that back line of your leg really working. And then just release down. Try to release every segment. And then just one more. Tuck the tailbone, reach it up. Engage the back line. And then release down. Just rolling through. Now just feel how much that pubic bone needs to pull towards your rib cage to get the waist down before the sacrum goes down, right? Now we know that feeling though, don't we? Let go. Now pull your knees in. Feel that low back on the ground, right? Just wiggling around so you could feel side to side. Now, pull the pubic bone, pull your legs. All right, so you're really engaging abdominals, right? Let go. So your hip flexors are pulling. That's keeping the knee position. The pubic bone is pulling. It's keeping the pelvis position. Now, just keep that pelvis position. Slowly let the knees drift over the hip sockets. Keeping the stomach working. Breathe. Every time you exhale, take your pubic bone and pull. And remember, if it's a little too much, my knees are a little past my hip sockets, you can pull them back towards your chest. That'll make it easier. Just work at a place where you feel the work. We don't have any blocks or straps today. Just let that pubic bone pull and breathe. Now straighten your legs. Try to keep the waist down. If you can't keep it down, pull the legs up to vertical. If not, just keep them. They're pretty much at a 45. Just another 30 seconds here. Keep breathing. And pull them up. Bend the knees. Just rest a sec. So even after just 1 week of being off, you know, I feel like my abdominals lost a little bit. They didn't lose everything. But just, I like the weeks off, so it keeps me motivated. All right, we're going to do just one more of those. This time we're going to start with our legs straight up. Now, feel your pubic bone. Pull your pelvis towards your face. It's little rocks with the legs straight. Now, hold, let go, waist is pressing into the ground, pubic bone is pulling towards your rib cage. Legs are together, and we're just going to start lowering. Keep pulling the pubic bone towards your rib cage, towards your spine, reaching the legs long. Go to that lowest place that you can hold. I'm going to just test the water here. Keep breathing, halfway. Couple more. And come up. Bend the knees. Soles of the feet down. Let that left leg drop open, right leg follow. So little baby twist, just mainly to let go of that line. Come up and then drop the leg to the right, left leg in. Just on your own timing. Back and forth. Couple more. And then just let them settle. Pull them back in. Squeeze them up. All right, now we're going to do the active rocks. And then we'll take that into a roll up. All right, so just start pulling. Pull. Try to get your butt off the ground. Use momentum. Up. 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 Stretch. And up. And up. Couple more. Up. And whoop, and whoop, and whoop, and whoop. Last one, and whoop, and roll up. Stay. Hold your knees. Lift your chest. Feel your pelvis pushing forward. Shoulder blades go down, chest is going up, right? Couple breaths. Now don't just feel your legs pulling up, feel your pelvis pushing forward to meet it. So our pelvis is really going into an anterior tilt here. All right, now we're just going to, with knees bent, we're going to let go if you can, and we're going to hold this for 1 minute. And let go, breathe. Keep pushing the pelvis forward. As you breathe up into your chest, legs are working, abdominals are working. Keep breathing. Feel that forward tilt of your pelvis. And remember, you can always hang on. If you can't hold it for the whole minute, we're a little bit past 30 seconds. And we're done. Hold on, put the knees down. Now drop your head and push your spine towards the floor. Let go. Now roll down. Sacrum, waist, ribs, shoulders, spine. Couple breaths. Pull the knees in. One more round. Starting with the rocks. Pull, 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 pull. One more. Pull, roll up. Hold on. Get your spine. Feel the shoulder blades. Feel your chest. Pelvis is pushing into the thighs. Thighs are pulling. All right, now hold underneath and stretch both legs to straight. Keep pushing your chest, pulling the legs up towards you. Breathe. Keep pushing your pelvis towards your thighs. Right? Thighs are pulling towards your chest. If you don't have a good hamstring stretch, they can be lower, right? All right, now we're approaching just 30 seconds on this. It's an awful lot of work, just holding here with your hands. If you like more work, let go. We have 30 seconds. Push your pelvis forward. Breathe. Now we're going to try a roll down from here in about 10 seconds. Feel your pelvis going forward. Now we're going to try to release the pelvis back with the legs staying. Roll down, pull the knees in, drop them down, let the spine go. And then one more time. But to this one, we're going to do it with a hold. So pull your heels in, drop your left leg to the side, drop the right leg on top of it, and then take that top leg, that right leg, we're going to pull the knee down towards the ankle or the floor, pull it with the inner thigh, feel that hip stretch, let it go, pull it again, just little pulses, pull it again, pull it again, pull it again, and release that, come up, drop the right leg to the side, left leg comes in, same thing, take the inside of that left leg, pull it down, and release, pull it, release, pull it, release. Couple more. Pull, release. This time we're going to pull and just stay there. Keep pulling it down. Pulling it down. Pulling it down. And release. Come back to center. Stretch your legs long, roll them in and out. And then just a couple breaths right here since we're here. And then roll to your right side. Push yourself up to sitting. All right, everybody. That's it for today. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you either on the mat in the studio on Thursday or next week right here. Namaste.